Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Christian. I am a spiritual mentor. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, good day, whenever you're seeing this. I hope you are good. So guys, I'm in my robe. I literally just woke up and I wanted to do some crocheting. I wanted to do a chit chat video with you guys and just kind of talk about how you can make the most of this eclipse season. And basically just how you can really prepare yourself for 2024 and everything that we're going to be experiencing and learning in the last segment of this year, and also just how to get out of your own way for fucking once. Like, I feel a lot of us, our biggest issue is not knowing how to deal with failure, not knowing how to deal with loss, not knowing how to deal with laziness, not knowing how to deal with not being inspired, and just feeling like I'm lazy, I'm not creative, I never finish anything. When that might be true, but it also could be because of your self-doubt. It could be because of your anxiety. It could be because of your fear of success or your fear of failure ultimately. It could be because you lack direction. It could be because you lack community or mentorship. It could be because you feel you lack resources. You know, there's a lot of different reasons, i.e. solutions to whatever you feel is kind of holding you back or stopping you from being who you really want to be. So that's basically what I want to talk to you guys about. Just some ways to kind of start being mindful of who you want to be, how you can step into that energy. And even if you have a bad day or an off month or whatever the fuck happens, because nobody's going to have an on day every single day. I don't know why we think that. I don't know why we feel like people who are successful have a different brain or a different function than we do. You are a human being. Someone else being successful is a human being successful. And I feel like just comparing ourselves to other people and letting that comparison bring us down. I don't know if that's something specifically that humans just deal with on their own, but it is a really big thing that we experience. Someone else might see the comparison like, okay, let me bridge the gap. Let me figure out how I can, become more like this or step more into this energy versus I'll never be able to do it. Let me give it up before I, can disappoint myself further or before I can let myself go further. There's a lot of different things that goes into it, but that's what we're going to be talking about today. So yeah, guys, this is what I was working on last time, and I have the top portion of not the top portion, I guess the chest portion of the top finished. So it's going to be like this. I've already tried it on and it's super cute. It's going to lace up the back like most of my crochet pieces are. I just feel like doing a corset back is just the easiest way to kind of cinch everything together and keep it closed. And also I've been working on the sleeves. So this is what I'm going to be working on for you guys. So just like that yellow piece, I'm gonna put a photo of it somewhere. Just like that yellow piece that I did, I'm gonna do the same thing in orange. And the only difference is that I only am gonna have a little bit of fabric going across the top. It's mostly just going to be sleeve, but I did the exact same design. I basically just did it off of memory. So I'm working on this right now. And yeah, this is basically what we're gonna wear. I'm planning on doing this outfit on Tuesday and it's Sunday right now. So I don't know if I'll finish these today, probably tomorrow, just because the sleeves are so tedious, obviously. But let's just go ahead and get into it. I'm not really sure what all I'm going to speak about in this video. I'm just going to let, the downloads take me where they may. And of course, I'm in my living room. I feel like this is just a little bit cuter than being in my bedroom. I don't really have any decor really in my bedroom. It's literally just my bed, but I kind of like it that way. Like, I was tired of my room being a space for content and work. Like, I really just wanted my bed to be a bed, like a place where I rest. But so let's just kind of talk overall about what are going to be the energies for the end of the year and how we can maneuver around these energies and, basically just set ourselves up for success. So the end of the year is always a time of great stress. And I think the biggest mistake that a lot of us make when we're working to be motivated or we're working to just stay positive, we kind of forget how out of control a lot of things are. You can't beat the seasonal depression that we all experience. Because it just is that. Seasonal depression is a thing because it's about getting less vitamin D, the reminder of the holidays, if you've lost family members or if you're having financial troubles, which most people are because we're literally in a recession. Things that you wanted to accomplish this year that you didn't get to accomplish. You don't feel that way in the summer. You don't feel that way in the spring. You don't even feel that way when the year starts. But when the year ends, it's like you have looming over you all of the things that you wish that you could have done or the things that you had on your to-do list that you haven't stepped into. It's a lot that goes into it. And I feel, we're questioning, why don't I have the energy? Why am I feeling depressed right now? Why am I not feeling motivated? Where is that creative block coming from? When in reality, you can look around you and see where it's coming from. Like, I don't think we should be focused on why. We should just be focused on how to fix these things. Because even if you understand the root of your fear, the root of your depression, the root of your anxiety, that's not going to change a fucking thing. You can understand inside and out why you're depressed, why you're not motivated, why you're having the creative block. You can understand clearly why, but is that going to give you a solution? No. Is that going to make it feel any better? No, it is not. I'm telling you, it's not going to make it feel any better. Like, if you aren't able to accomplish your goals, nothing is going to make you feel better except for accomplishing your goals. And I think that's something else that we need to realize. Like, if you're feeling inadequate, if you're feeling like you don't have what it takes, if you're feeling like you're just kind of rambling aimlessly through life, never able to complete anything, and you're just focused on why, I'm here to tell you, you can focus on why all you want, but the why doesn't matter. The why doesn't matter. The root doesn't even matter. Like, when it comes to, of course, healing it and, releasing it forever or just for the foreseeable future, because stuff is always going to pop back up, then yeah, the root matters. But when you're looking for productivity, when you're looking for motivation, when you're looking for a way out, the solution is what you need to pick up on. Not so much of why you feel this way, because what's going to happen when you think about why? If you're not even in the headspace to think of a solution, your why isn't coming from a place of healing. Your why is coming from a place of condemning yourself and pointing fingers. Why am I like this? Why am I like this? Why am I like this? Instead of being like, why am I like this? Same question, two different energies, and you're going to get two different responses. When you say, why am I like this? Why can't I complete anything? Why am I so fucking lazy? Why do I keep opening stuff and closing it back up, or trying to start this and then never committing? Like, why can't I see anything through? All you're going to be thinking about is the things that you wanted to accomplish, but you couldn't accomplish for whatever reason. That's what's going to be going around in your head. You're not really going to be thinking of any true solutions. It's only going to be about, why me? Why me? Why me? What's wrong with me? As if there is a problem with you. And I don't necessarily think that this is like a problem that one person has. I think the human experience is riddled with failure and losses and challenges and mistakes and learning. And I think whenever we kind of understand that and realize that the big why behind these issues is really just about spiritual growth and life experience. You're not being punished. You're not lazy. You're not a sack of shit. You're not, brought to the point where you'll never have a creative day again. And I'm saying all this because some of y'all feel very, 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 very low about yourselves. Some of you feel like you won't ever be able to do anything. Some of you guys have been trying to accomplish your big idea of your big thing since 2020. You thought that the pandemic was a perfect time for you to buckle down and make certain things happen. And even you did get your LLC, invest some money, start saving, start creating. But life happens, and life is always going to happen. So it's about learning how to function with life versus trying to figure out why you can't function with life. None of us can function with life. No one can function in the midst of grief. No one can function in the midst of confusion. Everybody wants to do something big and huge and transformative and then gets nervous or gets afraid, when it gets close to it. That's why I'm able to do what I do. Do you guys think that the only people that can relate to what I'm saying are the people that are sitting here? Do you think the only people that can relate to what you're experiencing is me and the people on here? Like, millions of people, if not billions of people, everybody in the world experiences loss, defeat, frustration, insecurity. We all experience these things. So the comparison, you gotta stop it. Because I guarantee you, a big part of you feeling like you're not doing enough is because you're comparing yourself to other people. It's so important to remember that we are running our own race, and that is so much power. Knowing that you're running your own race, everybody's success is not going to look like yours, and you don't even know what everybody else's success looks like. That's the real tea. You don't even have an inside look at what somebody else did to get with where they are. You don't know their stress. You don't know what they worry about on a day-to-day. You don't know the sacrifices they made. You don't know how many times they spent crying and thinking that they couldn't do it. All you see is the finish line. And whenever you make it to the finish line and open that business and make that $1 million or have that family or lose the weight or gain the weight or reach the achievement or buy the house, you're never going to be telling everybody, I got the house, guys. I was broke for 6 months. I was living at my friend's house for 7 months. I had to get a bigger loan than I thought. I'm in more debt than I thought I was going to be, but I got the house. You're never going to talk about the background. You're just going to post a picture with the keys and the champagne in front of the new home. You're just going to post a picture of the car. You're not going to be like, y'all, I was on a bus. And even if you do say, y'all, I was on a bus, it's going to be in the caption. You're not going to be taking a video of you on the bus, you know, like, people don't do that anymore. I don't really know if people ever did it online, but people aren't in the business of showing you the rough parts of their journey. So when you're looking at your journey, you're not expecting to see any rough parts. Because even the rough parts that you have in your own journey, in your own past, in your own history, you're kind of already denouncing those parts of you like they don't exist. You know, because let's be real, this isn't your first time feeling insecure. This isn't your first time feeling weak. This isn't your first time feeling like you don't know what the fuck you're going to do to make it out. But you've made it out. Like, you've done it before. You've done more with less. So I think, you know, just that selective memory as well that makes us feel like I'll never be able to do this. I'll never be able to do this. When in reality, you did. You've already done it. You've already conquered. You've already come from 0 to 100. You've already made big change. And eclipse season is all about big change. It's all about transformation. It's all about understanding, okay, if I'm here, what can I do to make the biggest leap? What can I do to make the most transformational next step to become who I really want to be? And I would say thinking differently and talking differently about your journey is going to be a great first step. You know, not feeling like what you're doing is so different than what everybody else has done. You know, not feeling like the things that you have to accomplish is like you kind of going up a mountain sometimes. Sometimes we feel like it's the steepest climb and we're never going to reach the top, but that just simply is not true. You're going to reach the top of your mountain because guess what? Nobody is on your mountain with you. Nobody is on your mountain with you. You can't even see other people on their journey. All you can do is look around at the tops of other mountains and maybe see a couple of flags. So you know that a couple of people have made it to the top of their mountain, but you don't know when you're going to make it to the top of yours. But you don't see the journey of the top. You just see what the top is looking like, you know? And an analogy that came to mind just now, I am a big, you know, hoarder of information. I'm a collector of information. So if I'm interested in something, I'm watching every documentary, I'm reading every book, I'm going to every lecture, I'm looking at every free online class, I'm getting into it. And something I'm super interested in is mountain climbing, people climbing Mount Everest, people climbing, you know, the highest peaks of the world. I've watched so many athletes and documentaries and people's journeys about them climbing because it's so interesting to me, like the different campsites. I'm thinking that people climb Everest in a day. Girl, it don't take no day. It takes plenty of days. Like you're camping while you're climbing, you know. It's so many things that you go through, right? There's different peaks of the mountain. Some parts are easier than others. Some points of ascension are easier than others. Going down can be a lot more difficult than going up because you have the winds and different things pushing against you. So a lot of times on the way up Mount Everest, there will be dead bodies. There will be hidden bodies. There will be people that have given up. And you don't ever see that when someone is like, I made it to the top of Mount Everest. All you can see is that they made it. You don't know how many dead bodies they walked over. You don't know how chapped their lips are. You don't know how hard it's going to be for them to make it back down even. All you know is that they made it to the top. You don't know the stress that they put on their body. You don't know if they're breathing correctly. You don't even know if they can see. Once you get to the top of the mountain, you start to get delirious. You start to see stuff, hear stuff. You might feel super hot. You might start to feel shakes in your body. You might have difficulty breathing. Oxygen levels are cut off to your brain. Like you need your oxygen. There's so many different things that can happen in this grand ascension. And people only see the peak of the mountain. Or like when people are running marathons and stuff like that, and I'm about to train to, you know, do something similar. I'm not going to get into too much about it, and it's the same thing. I'm doing just what y'all doing. I don't want to talk about my training. I don't want to talk about what I'm working on. I just want to show y'all the picture of me at the finish line with my little medal. That's all I want to do. And I think that sometimes we feel so condemned by our failures. Why is that? Why do we feel like we have to put such a focus on the mistakes that we make? Nobody is putting a focus on your mistakes. Nobody, quite literally, no one is doing that. And if you were one of these children, I just watched something yesterday that was talking about the No Child Left Behind, rule and policy, I didn't even recognize. Now, I remember them talking about No Child Left Behind. That was passed in 2002. By that time, I was already in second grade, going to third grade, I believe. I was 7 years old, so second going in third grade. And the No Child Left Behind basically said that they can't fail children. So that's why we have a lot of children that can't read. We have a lot of, high school students that can't read. They're just illiterate because you can pass people in school. So I feel like if you are super young, or if you are just, Gen Z, I think that you could be really, really hard on yourself for failure, because you were never really taught to kind of accept and acknowledge failure as an opportunity to be better and grow. We got zeros, actually in the program that I was in a Montessori program. And if you were in elementary school back in the day, then you're familiar with Montessori. I don't even know if they still do that anymore, or maybe they just call it gifted. But it basically was like a self-led curriculum in the classroom. There was a reading corner, a math corner. We would have daily lessons for maybe about an hour and a half, and the rest of the school day was for us. You can read, you can do some art, you can do some creative work, you can do some science, you can do some history. Just make sure you finish your tasks for the day. But we were left on our own to make our own decisions, make our own mistakes, kind of put together our own curriculum. And I think having that independence, having a safe environment where it's okay to fail, it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay to learn from those things, really, really makes a big difference. And even if you aren't from the, even if you aren't a younger person, just as a whole, I think sometimes how we're raised, a lot of different things in our life can make us feel uncomfortable about, mistakes and failure. But literally, how you feel about your failure is what's holding you back. How you feel about your failure is what's holding you back. How you feel about your inadequacy is what's holding you back. You thinking you're the only person that wanted to make $1 million and didn't have $5 to start off with is holding you back. You thinking that you're the only person that tried something 3 times and still didn't get it right is holding you the fuck back. Like, don't think that your failure is so unique or so, different or so like trying. It's not, sweetie. It ain't, sweetie. It's not, bookie. Like, whatever failure you got going on, child, that ain't nothing. Getting that little business started, going to school and getting that little degree, that is not anything. It's like through the course of the world, and not to say that those aren't important goals, but failing at that really don't mean anything. Like, even if you fail at something that costs you a lot of money, failure means nothing. And what I say when I say it means nothing, failure is not significant enough for you to stop what you're doing. Failure should not be detrimental enough for you to say, I never want to try again. I never want to go further. Failure is not that big of a fucking deal. It's not that big of a deal. And once you experience it a few times, once you go through it a few times, it feels differently to you. You can react to it differently and understand it differently. Kind of like if you have people, maybe growing up, if you saw your parents lie to each other or certain stuff, and you were really like, dang, that's wrong, that's not right. As you get older, you'll still care when people lie, but it'll affect you less and less because you know that the majority of people do it. So you can prepare yourself to kind of build up a resilience to it versus letting it knock you down every time it comes up. And that's what a lot of us are missing. We're missing the resilience that we're supposed to get from failure. You're completely missing the fucking point. When you're dealing with failure and loss, you're not supposed to get weak. You're supposed to get strong. You're supposed to become resilient. You're supposed to let that shit build you up. You're supposed to let that stuff make you feel like, you know what? I wasn't feeling strong back then, but I did it. I made it happen, so I'm about to do it now. A lot of y'all are about to get new jobs, about to move to a new place, in a new relationship. You got new friends. You're on your spiritual journey. You're doing stuff to make yourself feel better. You're looking for solutions, and you still feel like you're not doing nothing. I don't know whatever your idea of success is, but success is not linear. Success is not one thing. And the real success that you're looking at and looking for and thinking about is one moment. You might be thinking about that one moment you get that $1 million, you can look and see $1 million in your bank account. Or that one moment when you can get the keys to the car, the keys to the house. Or that one moment when you're able to walk down the aisle. Or that one moment you're able to have that baby. Or the one moment that you're able to, open your own business. That's one moment. You have one chance to get your first sale. You have 1 year to have your first 6-figure year. You have one time to make your first $1 million. That's it. That moment is so fucking fleeting. The success that you're going to really experience and savor, the success that's really going to make the most is the success you experience on the journey, the success that you have with you. When you tell yourself, I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to let this bring me down. That's what success is. That's success. If you can't be successful in the failure, then how the fuck do you think you're ever going to be able to get to the finish line? You'll never get it. let me tell you something. You're never going to get it. You're never going to get it. It's never going to happen. And I get it. I am a habitual failure. I fail all the time. I fail all the time in big ways. I've lost money failing. I've lost friends failing. I've failed and ended up in spaces where I didn't want to be in for years. I've done that several times. I failed the same way multiple times. And it don't feel good. But I know that I'm not a loser. I know that I don't suck. And I know that I am not a failure, even because I experience habitual failure. We all do. You will develop a habit of failing if you have a habit of trying new things. They go hand in hand. How do you think you're going to try new things, develop a new life, have new transformation, and not fail? What do you think? What are you thinking? Whenever you go to driving school, they don't just say, okay, you at school, here go your keys, here go your license, here go your new car. They don't do that. You about to learn how to drive from the book. You about to do a written test. You about to drive with the instructor. Then you about to go and do another test, another drive, and get your license. And if you mess it up, you're going to start all over from ground zero. We're going to take your license and you're going to have to do it again. Like, it's so crazy to me because we experience this in so many areas of our life. You know, we think that too many things are the end all be all. It is never the end all be all. You could be a drug addict. You could be homeless. Some people come back from death. Some people die and get resuscitated and come back. Even if you die in this life, it's never done. Stop feeling like whatever failure you have made is making you like out for the count. Stop feeling like whatever failure you've made is taking you out or bringing you down. It ain't. It's not even your failure. It's the fact that you have no resilience. It's the fact that you've allowed these failures to make you feel so inadequate. And how can you do that when your dreams are so big? Your dreams are so big. Nobody told you, do this, aim for this. The sky's the limit. Try to do this. Even if somebody did put certain seeds in your head, you're the one that's going for it. So how can you feel inadequate when you have such a big goal and such a big dream? How? The humans, now I don't think any human is inadequate, but the people that need to feel inadequate are the people with no dreams, no goals, no ambition, no plan, no strategy, no hope, no faith. Those are the people that need to be like, damn, I'm kind of inadequate in this season. Those are the people that need to be like, okay, I need to reevaluate something. If your dreams are too big that you feel like they're crushing you, the last thing that you are is inadequate. You just need a plan, baby. You just need a plan. So come up with a plan. Like, don't go into this next year feeling the same way that you do about failure. If you change how you feel about failure and fear, it will change how you feel about your entire life. It will change how you live life. When you no longer are operating in fear, you will do anything. You will do anything. You don't worry about wasting money, losing friends, losing opportunities, because you know that whatever you do lose is just going to like set you up for the alley-oop. It's going to set you up for the next beginning. It's going to set you up for the next test. And if you really look back on your life, you'll be able to see moments where you had failure, moments where you had confusion, moments where you had frustration, and realize how those moments prepared you for where you are right now. You'll be able to realize that, you know? And also, I think it's important to remember that whoever you are right now is who you're going to be at the finish line. You know, like, I remember feeling so inadequate when I was in middle school and high school and even in college at some points. Like, I just felt like, who am I? What am I supposed to do? Maybe I don't have a purpose. Just feeling like out of place, feeling like I never really loved anything that I was doing, feeling confused about what I was doing. Even now, sometimes I feel inadequate because this is what I love to do. I love to do healing work. I love to talk to you guys. Everything I do, I love. I love the book club. I love teaching. I love making content. I love helping people build their businesses. I love everything that I do. And sometimes I still feel like, is it enough? Is it meaningful enough? Am I using my gifts to the best of my ability? And I always have to remember that who I am right now is so much more wise, so much more developed, so much more gifted than who I was in 2017 and 2018 and 2020. Even, you know, last year, like I can think about moments of such great depression, such great sadness, such great confusion. And even though I can still feel confused or feel like I'm not sure what I'm doing right now, I handle it totally differently. And I think it's important to remember that the version that you felt was so inadequate and so confused and so lost is the only reason that you're here today, able to want to do something different, able to make a change. If the 17, 18, 19-year-old version of me gave up and really believed that I was inadequate, really believed that I didn't have what it takes, I would not be here. here in front of this camera or even here. You know, it's hard to keep living and keep dedicating yourself to doing things differently and better when you feel no hope. Like I said, the people who are really feeling inadequate, or the people who truly are inadequate in their purpose, don't have any hope, don't have any faith, don't have any dream for the future. And sometimes we get that way in life, and that's, I feel, is when it's important to find the root. If you're scared or confused about doing something different, get used to that. It's always going to be scary and confusing when you do something different. It's just about feeling like, okay, I'm scared and confused, but I can still move forward. You know, instead of feeling like, oh my God, I'm lazy, I'm inadequate, I'll never be able to do it, I don't have what it takes, I don't want it bad enough, nothing can motivate me, I'm never feeling inspired. Is that really the truth? Or are you letting fear just boost up your insecurities? Because that's what fear will do. If you're putting on a dress and you're like, I don't know about this dress, fear will take it from, I don't know about this dress, to when I walk in, I'm going to get laughed at, I'm going to get picked on, I'm going to get pointed at, I'm going to look bad, I'm going to walk bad, I'm not going to be comfortable, nobody's going to want to talk to me, I'm going to stick out like a sore thumb, everybody's going to be laughing at me. Fear will turn, I don't know about this dress, into that, versus you being like, I don't know about this dress, let me put something else on in, you know, let me get more comfortable. Because remember, it's your life. If a business isn't working, if an idea isn't working, if a plan isn't working, guess what? You can change it. You can do something different. You don't have to do anything that isn't working for you. You don't have to keep doing anything that isn't making you feel good. And if you're worried, like, dang, am I doing the right thing? Am I wasting my time? Am I wasting my money? Stop for a second. Stop the business. Stop pursuing school. Stop pursuing people. Just stop. Just stop. Stop doing it and figure out what your heart wants, because sometimes your heart can want different things. So sometimes it's okay to give yourself a time to pause, but you should never do that under the guise of, I don't have what it takes, so let me just quit. It's always about just taking a break. It's always about taking a break and giving your space and giving yourself space and time to, you know, build up your strength, giving yourself space and time to get back focused on who you want to be, on what you want to attract, on what you want to accomplish. You know, all of that is so, so, so important. And I just want you guys to do better next year. I want y'all to feel better about yourselves. I want you to feel better about where you're going. I want you to be more hopeful about where you're going and what you're doing. And I don't want you to let thoughts of fear or inadequacy stop you from moving forward, because you can't. You're going to have thoughts of fear. You're going to have thoughts of not being good enough. You're going to have thoughts of insecurity, because you're human. It's normal. But you can't let it stop you. You can't let it burden you. You can't let it, you know, curse and block out your creativity. You have to set yourself up for success. You have to set yourself up to constantly be growing and elevating and changing, you know, even if it's hard, even if it means going against what you thought you wanted or what you thought you knew. You know, some of us need to start from ground zero and really see ourselves as a winner. You know, go back to your past accomplishments. Go back to the past things that you've seen yourself, you know, grow from and elevate from, and remind yourself that you've done this before, that you've been here before, and that there's nothing that can take you out. You are in your life. If you have any goals or any things that you want to do, it's because you want to do it. And if you're letting your parents run your life, your job run your life, your friends run your life, your partner run your life, then that's your first fucking problem. Because who gives a fuck what your parents want for you? Your parents ain't with you every fucking day. Your parents aren't living in your skin. So if you are going to be living to make everybody else happy, then you don't even need to be on my channel no more, because you're going to be miserable for the rest of your damn life, and it ain't nothing nobody can do. Hello? I mean, seriously, guys, like, y'all are so gifted. You're so blessed. And I think it's easy to just kind of go by the blueprint that someone else has for you when you're not really that comfortable in what you need to be doing anyway, you know? And mind y'all, I drag y'all because I wish I had somebody to drag me. But I've been in a lot of bad relationships and in a lot of bad friendships where I let other people tell me who I was, what I wanted, what I needed, what I should be doing, what looked good on me, what didn't, what was a good move for me, what wasn't. I was so focused on pleasing everybody and making everybody else proud, making everybody else feel good about what I was doing. And it didn't get better when I became an influencer, because some stuff does good, some stuff doesn't do good. Some numbers are good, some numbers aren't good. You might feel like, dang, do I need to post this kind of stuff to do well? Do I need to post this kind of stuff to do well? So it's always a pressure to want to, you know, please your audience to a certain degree, but you have to make sure that you're pleasing your audience by way of what pleases you first. You can't ever try to make everybody in your life happy by just doing what they want, because that's not what you want. You know, even if everybody in your life feels like it would be a good idea for you, you have to go off of what you want, because it's not just about you. Like, you that's watching this video, it's not just about you, it's about the future you, it's about your inner child, it's about your inner teen, it's about all of these parts of you that once felt invalidated, all of these parts of you that are screaming to be loved, to be appreciated, to be reminded that, hey, you are valuable, you are smart, you are powerful, you are strong. There's nobody else like you. There's nobody else that can do what you do. You are unique. The fact that you are even here says so much. You are here for a specific purpose. If anybody else could have been here, then any one of them other sperms would have connected with somebody else's egg and it would have been something different. But that's not what happened. You happened. You're here. You are here. There is nobody here with your DNA. There is nobody here with your gifts. There is nobody here that looks like you, that sounds like you, that is you. It doesn't matter if you're an identical twin and y'all came out the coochie at the same time holding hands. It don't matter. You are a unique person. Your story is unique. Your walk is unique. Your energy is unique. You are your own person. And again, stop comparing yourself to everybody. Speak to yourself with love. Understand who you are. Understand your gifts. And let the issues bring you resilience. Don't let it make you weak. We're weak enough. You know, you were already feeling weak when the problem came up, which is why it hit you even harder. Don't let that happen. Don't let it make you weaker, because we are weak. We are strong. We are powerful. We are exhausted. We are productive. We are lazy. You know, we are multifaceted beings. Sometimes you're going to feel like doing it. Sometimes you're not. That's why it's not good to associate one of these negative traits with your being, because why say you're lazy when you can just as much say that you're productive? You go to work every day, don't you? You get up out your bed every day. You do something every day. You dedicate yourself to something every day. So are you lazy, or are you just not putting your attention where it needs to be? Are you not creative, or are you just creative when it matters to somebody else and not when it matters to you? You know, you possess exactly what you want. The strength you're looking for, the drive you're looking for, the ambition you're looking for, the motivation you're looking for, the things that you see in everybody else and you're like, oh my God, I want that for myself. You are that. That's why you admire it so much in somebody else. You are that already. If you feel like you need more patience, more productivity, more creativity, ask yourself, where am I patient? When am I creative? When am I productive? And try to amplify that. Try to do that more. Try to be more of that. But take some time to understand you and learn you. You know, don't get too dependent on these videos. Don't get too dependent on anybody to, you know, let you know you're doing the right thing. You're on the right track. You have to be the one to set yourself up for that confidence. You have to be the one to set yourself up for that success and remind yourself of who you are, where you're going, how you're moving. You have to do that. Ain't nobody else gonna do it. So you have to make sure that you do it, and you have to make sure that you do it to like a T. Because like I said, there's always going to be something that can stress you out, that can bring you down, that can set you back in your journey. And you have to be able to remind yourself like, no, I'm good. I'm okay. Even if I had an off day, even if I had an off week, you have to remind yourself that you are good, that you are okay, and that you were chosen for a reason, and that you are special. And I think changing that mindset, feeling differently about failure, feeling differently about the way life teaches you things is going to really make everything different for you as you move forward and as you grow and elevate. So yeah, guys, this is what we have. I think I'll probably wrap the video up in a little bit, but this is what we have so far. So I'll probably do a little bit more on this sleeve because my arm is not that long. So I'll probably do a little bit more. Y'all know I'm only like 5'3". So I'll probably do a few more rings around and then I'll be done with this. But yeah, I love you guys and I want y'all to make the most out of the end of the year. Again, we have eclipse season. We just had a solar eclipse in Libra with the new moon, and eclipse season is a time for transformation. Again, it's a time to go from 0 to 100. And that's what you can do if you change your relationship with fear. That's what you can do if you change your relationship with problems and you allow these things to make you more resilient. Because what do you learn from these issues? If you're not feeling confident, if you're not feeling creative, make yourself more creative. Now you use this moment to teach you this is what you need to be more creative. So when that feeling comes back up, you can use those tools. If you're not feeling confident, find things that make you feel confident. Look in the mirror, tell yourself some affirmations, you know, have a conversation with your soul family. Join the online community. Let somebody know, hey, I need some words of affirmation. I need some words of wisdom right now. And whenever you're feeling weak, go back to those words of wisdom. You have to come up with a plan to help yourself. Nobody is going to help you. Even though you like these videos, even though I can send you love and whatever, I am not with you 24/7. Your mom is not with you 24/7. Your partner is not with you 24/7. Even if they live with you or with you all the time, it's not the same thing. You have to give it to yourself. And you have to go back in your life and figure out what is stopping you from doing that. Is it your childhood? Is it the way you were raised? You know, you have to figure out what is causing you to have that lapse of faith and to have that lapse of judgment where you forget who you are. Like, you're so gifted, you're so talented, there's so much that you're supposed to achieve, and you would totally be doing yourself and the world a disservice by not being who you were supposed to be. And also, like I said, if y'all not trying to be on Earth in 2057, well, not 2057, we all gonna be here in 2057. If you're not trying to be on Earth in 3057, okay, if you don't want to be here in the next 125 years, if you don't want to see the downfall of human civilization, then you need to get yourself together. Because I don't know about y'all, I plan to be watching from the heavens. I don't plan to be walking around on Earth still and, 4053, trying to figure out what I'm going to do, breathing through a gas mask, everybody all hunched over because of the tablets and stuff, virtual reality ruling everything, AI ruling everything. I'm not trying to be in a world like that, okay? I'm trying to get what I need to get from this lifetime so I can sleep peacefully with Jesus for the rest of my life. That's what I want. I want to live peacefully in paradise. Whatever that is, that's what I want. I'm not trying to open my eyes back on this motherfucker. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Let me tell you. If you miss your mark, if you miss your goal, if you miss your purpose, don't worry. God will give you another chance. And you will be back here on Earth again. Now, some of us have to come back anyway. The healers, the people that are supposed to, elevate the generation or whatever the case may be. But still, I feel like we have a purpose here. And once you complete your purpose, you're able to step into another space. And that is very, very valuable. And I know that might be a little extreme to be like, oh, let me fulfill my purpose so I can have a good life in the afterlife. But you should be passionate about fulfilling your purpose. You should be. A lot of us have mothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers, fathers, grandfathers, great-grandfathers, where we can see whole lineages of people not satisfied, not happy, never fulfilled, never reaching their full potential. What do you think those people are going to do? They're going to have a chance to come back and do it again, but it's going to be harder. It's going to be harder because life is not just about right now. Life is about all of the lifetimes you've ever lived. And when you don't get something, what does God do? If you don't listen when the first person hurts you, God's going to let somebody else hurt you the same way. If you don't learn to set boundaries, God is going to keep bringing people into your life that will use and abuse you until you decide to set those boundaries. That is your lesson. Seriously, that's how we learn lessons. So if you aren't able to do that, what do you think is going to happen when you leave this place? You're going to be right back in the same situation with big, big dreams, little resources, and you're going to have to bridge the gap. And you're going to have to do that over and over and over again until you get it right. And that's how it's going to be in this life. You'll never be able to dim your dreams down or be like, okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to make $1 million, so let me just try to make 10,000. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this, so let me just try to do this. I don't think I'm able to get married, so let me just try to do this. I don't think I'll be able to move out of my hometown, so let me just try to do this. You'll never be able to dim down your dreams and, play it safe, play it small, and get what you want. You'll never be able to do that. Even if you do play it safe, you'll always be wishing, dang, like, I had this dream. Why didn't I do it? Because this is the only time you get to be you. Even though you might have another lifetime on Earth, I'll never be Christian Gordon again. I'll never be Christian Gordon again. I'll never be the girl that grew up in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, moved to Dallas, moved to Atlanta, moved back to Dallas. Who knows where I'm going to end up? I'll never be able to be that person again, ever. This is my one time to be me, and I have to fucking get it right. And even if I don't get it right, I have to do whatever I can to get it right. I have to use my knowledge. I have to use God. I have to use the people around me. I have to use y'all. I have to use every opportunity that I can to get it right. Because if I fucking don't, I am not trying to be 90 years old thinking about all the mistakes and all the things I should have, would have did. Because there will come a time when you can't open that business. It will come a time when you can't lose the weight. It will come a time when you can't travel. It will come a time when you cannot physically do what you want to do. I think a lot of times we take our youth for granted too. Your brain is not always going to work the same. Your body is not going to always work the same. You don't know what the fuck is going to happen to you. Quite literally. It's a blessing to be able to walk around, drive, eat for yourself, take care of yourself as an older person. Everybody is not able to do that. A lot of people regress back to what they needed in childhood and they need advanced care. You don't know when that's going to happen to you. You don't know what health issues you're going to develop. So if you have stuff you want to do, you need to do it right now, because you're not just on a spiritual clock, you're on a physical clock as well. And that's not to scare you or to make you feel like, oh my God, I got to do it right now. But it should make you feel like, let me not waste time being upset, being down on myself, feeling insecure, feeling inadequate, because none of those things are true. Even if I resonate with those energies, let me figure out why. And when those things come up, I'm going to find solutions, because you don't have to feel inadequate. You don't have to feel like you don't have what it takes. You don't have to feel like you're running on a hamster wheel of doubt and confusion. You know, you don't have to feel like that. You can feel happy every day, successful every day, content every day. And you don't need a lot of money to do it. You don't need a lot of resources to do it. It's all about your mindset. It's all about what you're thinking. It's all about what you're feeling. Get into a different space. Mentally, physically, it will change your fucking life. Period. I feel like I've done videos about this before, just about the power of changing your life, the power of having a different mindset. I've definitely done videos like that before, but I think that it's important to kind of reiterate that, because we're stepping into eclipse season. You're going to be recognizing a lot of things about yourself that you did not know. So as you're recognizing these things and stepping into different knowledge, make sure you actually use it for your benefit, instead of just letting it be another time of unfortunate lessons, because we have a lot of unfortunate lessons in life where we learn hard lessons and things that make us cry, things that make us feel inadequate, things that make us feel weak. But you have to remember that, you know, that's never the point. If you are being reminded of an insecurity, if you're being reminded of a fear in you, it's because you need to deal with that before you get to the next step. That's why you feel like you can't get any further. You're missing the fucking point. You're missing the lesson. You're not dealing with that fear to make you more afraid. You're dealing with it so you can conquer it, so you can level up, so you can step into a space that's going to serve you better. So yeah, guys, that is a tea. I feel like I said in another video, I think that next year is going to be a time for a lot of us to have a true new year. Those of us who have not, and I really want you guys to take advantage of it, and not take it for granted, because I think it can really be a great time to set yourself up for success. I'm just looking at this thing like, I cannot believe that I did this from fucking memory. The first time I made my yellow one, I watched a YouTube video, but I have made like 4 or 5 different projects. And I'm surprised that I remembered how to do this from memory. So basically this is what we have, guys. So I have the little piece. I guess I can kind of put it on my freaking head so y'all are gonna see. So I'm gonna have a little orange across the top, and then I'm gonna have my sleeves, and I'm gonna have the other sleeve. So we're gonna have a little bit of orange, and then my long mesh sleeve. Girl, I'm almost done with this. I'm almost done with this. I'll probably put like maybe 1 or 2 more revolutions, but I'm basically almost done with this. And then we're gonna have this top. So this is gonna be my first time wearing a set together. I did make a yellow sleeve piece and then like a yellow crop, but I didn't wear them together. So I'm gonna wear this sleeve with this crop together. I'm thinking of doing this look on Tuesday. I don't know what bottoms I'm gonna put with this, because look at all these different colors. And usually I just put on like some denim with my crochet stuff, because you can't go wrong with denim. But I'm tired of wearing denim. I want like something fun to wear with this. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out though. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. I hope it made you think about some things differently, and, you know, just get you feeling encouraged, get you feeling powerful, because nobody is in your way but you. That's the truth of the matter. Nobody is in your way but you. Nobody is stopping you from success. Nobody is stopping you from being who you want to be but you. And if you believe that other people are stopping you from doing what you want to do, it's a big chance that you inherited that from your parents, especially if you look at your parents and you feel like they aren't satisfied, or, you know, that they have dreams that they never really accomplished. Like I said, a lot of us inherit these doubts, these fears, these insecurities. So I really would challenge you to start pouring life into yourself, to start speaking life into yourself, and just to start being kinder to yourself, because you deserve it, especially right now. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I hope you guys have a great day. You can check the link in the description if you want to book a business consult with me, a 1-hour session to set yourself up, a mentorship, a reading, whatever the case may be. You can book with me, shop with me, listen to the podcast, join the online community, follow the book club, all of that down below in the description box. So yeah, I appreciate you guys. I thank y'all for being here, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys. Bless.